Hi, I'm Sarah DeHere from Slashfood.com, and today we're at Marc Forgione restaurant in New York City. We're going to be speaking with Chef Forgione about being a contestant on the Food Network's The Next Iron Chef. Tell me why you decided to venture into reality food TV.
Well, you know, it's funny. I'm kind of old school, and I'm, kind of against reality television and Blackberries and, the whole thing. But when The Next Iron Chef gave me a call, of all the things that are out there, for me, it's a real kind of just test of a chef, you know what I mean? And I like to compete, and, I wanted to see if I could hang in there with these guys.
Who do you consider your toughest competitor?
There were a lot of people on there. I mean, I know it's kind of a politically correct answer, but I mean, there really were 9 amazing chefs on that show. I knew right off the bat that, that Marco Canora was there for business. Let's put it that way. Caswell could cook. Chef Tio's technique, of all the chefs, she probably had the most precise technique. But I mean, after every battle, I would look at the plates and be like, Jesus, how did she do that? How did he do that?
So you took away a lot of things as well. I'm sure you learned a lot.
Yeah, it made me a much better chef.
We interviewed Michael Simon a couple weeks ago, and he said that as a judge on the other side of the table, he really wanted to be there for you, representing what it really takes for a chef to be in a competition like this. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like he's kept true to that as a judge?
Yeah, I mean, the moment I saw Michael Simon up there, I knew that was going to be, I don't want to say an advantage, but a benefit, I think is a better word for the chefs, because he knows how hard it is to do exactly what we had to do. And I think it's a little difficult to sit up there and then just taste the food when you don't really know what we went through to get that food on the plate.
He's been through it.
So he was like our little voice of, reason, I guess you could say, throughout.
What can we expect from you going on the show?
I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to cook my food. I'm not trying to cook for the judges or cook to impress anybody else. I'm given a task, and I try and put myself on the plate.
So you have your restaurant here in New York City. Your father, as you say in the show, the godfather of American cuisine, Larry Forgione. Mm-hmm. What does he think about you on this show?
He thinks it's a trip. I mean,
yeah.
Again, he's, I was brought up old school. He is old school. Yeah. TV was just starting, you know what I mean, when he was, in his prime, I guess you could say. So, but he's happy. I mean, he enjoys watching it. He said it was a little weird to watch the first one. And my mother too. I mean, both of them. That's, it's weird to be up there. Yeah, of course. I think my mom's watched it about 22 times on DVR.
If you win The Next Iron Chef, how do you think you are going to be able to juggle the restaurant, the show? How do you foresee this changing your life?
If you become an Iron Chef, I mean, it's a good question. I guess I've never really thought about it. It's just kind of, I've always kind of been, put your head down and go head first and see what happens. If I win, I guess you'll have to come back here and ask me how I'm doing with all that kind of stuff.
You promise? Sure. I'll be happy to come back, because your restaurant, congratulations, just received 2 stars from the New York Times, correct?
Yep.
And I love your motto is salt, pepper, and patience.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't break the rules, but you bend them sometimes.
Well, it's the difference between a good cook and a great cook is those 3 things, and it's the truth if you break it down to those 3 things.